You can't, you can't have one draw or two draws together as a team, because if they're a draw individually, you need them to get other people over. And if they're involved in a tag team, you're defeating the purpose of that. So I would never, ever have Ronda Rousey in a tag. It would have been like Cena being in a tag team.
There's also plans of Io Sky and Dakota Kai going against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. Ronda Rousey has taken a little bit of a hiatus from a while. So Ronda Rousey returns, and this is what's weird to me. If that is theorized, if that is rumored to be the women's tag team title. Now, granted, I'm totally for Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler being in the women's tag team division and being women's tag team champions. But Damage Control is supposed to be the heel tag team. You don't get enough. You're not getting a lot of heat from Ronda and Shayna if they're coming back. I think that they should have a babyface tag team win. And I was hoping to have Ronda and Shayna going into WrestleMania as champions, and that's when you have an opportunity to plug a babyface tag team. What's your thoughts on Damage Control and then Shayna and Rousey going against each other at WrestleMania?
Well, see, bro, that's the problem I'm having, and Chris, all this stuff trickles down to like even indies, because I help indies now. I'm not going to get into all that, but here's the philosophy. You got to know who are the guys. Yeah. Who are you going with? That's the problem, bro. When I look at the female roster, Ronda Rousey is at the top of that roster. Yeah. Why am I can't afford to put her in a tag team. She is a singles star, bro. She is at the top of the pecking order. You can't have one draw or two draws together as a team, because if they're a draw individually, you need them to get other people over. And if they're involved in a tag team, you're defeating the purpose of that. So I would never, ever have Ronda Rousey in a tag. It would have been like Cena being in a tag team, or The Rock being in a tag team, or Austin being in a tag. It would have been the equivalent of that. I think she's way too valuable than to be put in a tag team, man.
Well, you had Rock and Sock that worked really well.
Yeah, but they were still wrestling individually. Sure, they weren't married to that team. That happened by chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, happened by chance. I think Ronda, Rousey, and Baszler, because I know you don't want SmackDown. Rousey on SmackDown was getting real stale just by herself. I know she was feuding with Liv for a while, and it was just kind of, Liv won the Money in the Bank, and it was kind of like the fickle fans that wanted to cheer for somebody new and somebody different. It was that kind of heroic type of climb up for Liv, but they staled out on her real quick. And basically, and Rousey, she ended up winning the title again, which people knew that it was going to be a quick run from Liv. Charlotte gets the title back, and she beats Rousey. And then it's just kind of like, what's next with Rousey? And it makes sense to me as far as Rousey and Baszler teaming, because they were two of the four horsewomen from the MMA. My big thing, Vince, is that Io Sky and Dakota Kai has not done anything to elevate those tag team championships.
No, nothing.
And so if Rousey and Baszler win at WrestleMania, they're not really elevating. They're not beating a team that's elevated. That's the reason why I'm like, I think that Rousey and Baszler should win before, because star power wise, they look like a more dominating, intimidating foe. And it's always good to have theoretically, it's always good to have the heel go into WrestleMania with the title, and you have the babyface chasing, and you have the big stage, the grandest stage where the babyface wins. Rousey and Baszler winning at WrestleMania, to me, is just going to be just kind of flat to me.
Unless, bro, they just want to get the belts off of these other two girls because they know it's not over. Bro, listen, I don't even watch SmackDown, but I could tell you just by watching Raw, the women structure, bro, it's all over the place. Again, bro, they've got to really narrow it down to who are we going with.
Yeah.
Some of these girls need to be sent back to NXT. Bro, when you have so many women, nobody's going to mean anything, bro.
Yeah.
You're trying to slice the pie so many ways, and nobody's getting over.
Speaking of getting over, why in the world aren't they utilizing Raquel Rodriguez? I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. I know that she had, a hiccup of a run with Aaliyah. And she's been clear for a while. I heard she's just still kind of hanging out and catering. Aaliyah is, but it's just like, as far as babyface tag teams, you have Raquel Rodriguez, and they were kind of doing her and Shotzi, which I actually wouldn't mind if they do her and Shotzi as a tag team, chasing the titles for Ronda Rousey and Baszler. If they did Baszler and Rousey against Shotzi and Raquel, I'd be fine with that actually. But you need a babyface tag team to chase those titles, man. Otherwise, who cares? I mean, who cares who wins at WrestleMania? So, how familiar are you with Raquel? I know that you
just
don't
a
watch
little, bro.
SmackDown.
I saw her on Raw like that once or twice. Really, that's it. That's really the extent of it.
How would you, if you had the books, looking at someone the stature of Raquel Rodriguez, where would you put her? How would you book her? Right.
I'd make her special, bro. And when again, bro, this is what it's gonna go back to. To make her special, you've got to eliminate some of these other people.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to, bro. You can't shine a spotlight in 100 different places, bro. And if that is one of the women I'm gonna shine a spotlight on, then a spotlight is going to be Shayna. She's going to be on every single week. She's going to be represented every single week. She's going to be in a strong story. I am going to produce her. I am going to watch everything she does. But if she is one of 15, then she's going to come across as one of, I mean, my gosh, bro. Alexa Bliss is one of 15 right now. Yeah. She wasn't on Raw last night. I don't even remember if she was on the week before. Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. I don't understand why the number is so large of how many people. I don't get it.